Hey guys, it's Old Man G here, back again with another video for Red Devil Studio. And it's a late stream. Really, so I've literally just come back from London. And I know a lot of these previews have been done already, but I thought I would just get mine in there. Um, this is the Manchester United versus FC Astana match preview. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'll tell you why I'm excited. And as you can see in the banner, in the graphic, it is youth. We've already got news from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that he is going to play quite a youthful team against FC Astana. We've already obviously guaranteed our qualification in the Europa League, so there's no reason to pick experienced players or anything like that in this group. So Solskjaer has already sort of said, and it's confirmed that we're going to be playing a lot of youth-based academy products. And I'll just quote from Sky here before we get into the team selection lineup and what I predict is going to happen. But actually, before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, if you're listening, please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, We United X. Join our Discord community, our Fantasy Premier League, and take a look at the Red Devil Studio Live podcast, which are on iTunes and Spotify as we speak. So, getting into the news here anyway. So, Manchester United manager is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's confirmed academy products. So, this is Dijon Bernard, Ethan Lard, some people might know him, Dylan Levitt will start on Thursday. So, those three players, at the very least, young West Academy cadets, that's Dion Sean, Bernard, Ethan Lard, and Dylan Levitt will start on Thursday. Now, they're not the only youngsters that are going with them, and we'll talk about one guy in particular who I think is worth a special mention. But those youngsters that I mentioned are a shoo-in for actually starting against FC Astana. Solskjaer, he has included just only 4 senior players, and that's Lee Grant, who's actually our third choice keeper behind Romero. So he's going to be in goal. Axel Twansibi, who is Axel Twansibi a senior player, academy player? I'm not sure about Axel. I guess he is because he's third choice centre back, but I still see Axel Twansibi as a youth player in that. Like, I haven't seen him get a run of games yet, but he's classed as a senior player. Luke Shaw, who looks like he's coming back from fitness, and it's going to be interesting because, like I said, Brandon Williams did struggle, I think, a bit, although he scored a fantastic goal against Sheffield United. And it's going to be interesting to see the actual essentially if Luke Shaw can basically get back into the squad. So that should be interesting in and of itself. And Jesse Lingard, who frankly has a lot to prove and has really not played well for as long as I can remember. He really hasn't. He's done a lot of dancing and things and various other stuff, but he's in the United shirt for as long as I can remember. Jesse Lingard has not been playing well at all, and I think that definitely has to change. So yes, the big thing I think from this sort of section is this guy, and you can see him in the graphic as we speak. But Max Taylor, who or what hasn't been confirmed to start, he's a young defender, been part of the academy. And basically, this guy, suffering from testicular cancer, was on a lot of chemotherapy to deal with it, and he's come back. And this is the thing about football, guys, is that ultimately it is just a game. It is just a game, and whether you're Liverpool supporter, or Arsenal, Chelsea, any player, any person that obviously has a cancer diagnosis and fights against the cancer, it's just you just gotta just just be thankful, thank God, that you can get your life back again and you can keep on track, because ultimately at the end of the day, I'm sure if you asked any footballer around the world if they had to pick between giving up football and not having cancer or playing football and having cancer, they pick the former all the time. So yeah, I'm really happy to see him back. I hope he gets a debut in this game. Be really good, let alone a debut goal. I think I'd be very happy because, to be honest, it's pretty grim at times supporting Manchester United. I was very disappointed that we couldn't beat Sheffield United. I think we staged a really good fight back, but I was very disappointed that we couldn't hold on to at least get a win, because that would have been a very, very important win for us. But it's stuff like this that you think, it's not all about results, it's not about the football, and we can hopefully have a positive experience from this whole thing. So yes, so that's simple. So just going back, obviously to our preview and just talking about. Also, I've told you about the youth players that are going to be, or social is confirmed they're going to start. But I'm just going to talk a bit about some of them. In particular, Ethan Laird, who some have heard of, but he's an 18-year-old defender. He's played across the entire back line for club and country, under 18s. He was earmarked by Uncle Sanchez as one to watch. He's prefers fullback, but he's played for England under 17s and under 18s and scored Manchester United's first ever goal in the EFL Trophy earlier this season. Tiden Mengi, who's also part of this squad. He's the youngest member, travelling at just 17. He's a centre back who was born in Nigeria, raised in Manchester. He's been captain in several of the club's youth teams, and after making his debut for under 23s earlier this season, he signed his first professional contract. So that is Tendi Mengi, so he's a defender. Then Demani Melo. So I'm just going for all of the youth players, to be honest. There's quite a few. He's a 19-year-old Mancunian who's basically a striker, but he can play in the middle. He signed his first professional contract in June last year. He's currently with the under 23s. Dylan Levitt, who I mentioned, who said he's going to get a starting position. He's a central midfielder. He's already found his way into 3 of Ryan Giggs' 4 Wales squads. That's been selected for country and have seen in Portugal. So he is actually an international Dylan Levitt. So, if Ryan Giggs has seen something, then we should as well. Basically, he celebrated his 90th birthday, having been at Manchester United since the age of 8. Already victory sure with Wales, Levitt has started performing for 20s, and he's a central midfielder. And to be fair, that is an area of the midfield. If he performs, and if Levitt performs well, that's an area that we really, really need to strengthen, because we've not got McTominay, we've not got Pogba, and so I think this is one area in particular where, the thing for me, the positive thing about this game is that it gives a lot of the youth the opportunity to stand up, to be counted, to make an impression, and hopefully this gives us more options if they can consistently perform. Deshaun Bernard, who I mentioned obviously before, he's a 19-year-old, made steady progress to Manchester United ladder since joining the club from Chelsea in 2017. He's a centre back as well, and he's been present for the under 21s for quite some time. So very few centre backs that are going to be present as well. There are other players like Armo Kibama and Large Ramzini that obviously are coming up as well. And Ethan Galabra, the central midfielder. So we're taking a strong youth contingent to this place, and I'm looking forward to it, obviously. Moving on, we'll obviously have what I would call the senior youth players. In obviously Angel Gomez is going to be part of this squad as well. Angel Gomez is still only 19, but frankly I think needs to play more games, in my opinion. Tahith Chong will be making a comeback as well. Dutch, I think he started to struggle a wee bit, and Juventus are starting to sort of sniff around, so he's coming back into it as well. Garner, I think, who's 18 midfielder, who's had a few seasons. He played, I think, against Partizan Belgrade as well. So he's going to get some game time as well. And of course, Mason Greenwood, who's slowly but surely coming into the senior squad. He scored a really good goal against Sheffield United to help us get back into the game and level up to 2-2. So hopefully Mason Greenwood could continue to add to some of his goals. Like I said, I feel that Mason Greenwood arguably has more talent than Marcus Rashford. And I think that's very, very important to nurture and to grow, especially being two-footed. Now, that all being said and done, let's quickly just go to the what I think is going to be the starting 11, and then we'll end there. So, Grant in goal. I think this is either starting them or semi-confirmed. So watch this space. I saw this on Twitter. I think it was United Stand that posted it. But I suspect this is how, especially bearing in mind the youth players that are playing with a mix of experience. This is going to be anyway. So Grant in goal. Shaw obviously a left back. Ethan Lard a right back. Then you have the Bernard and Twan Seabies, both centre backs. Then in front of them you have Garner and Levitt. And then in the number 10 role, or certainly advanced midfield role, but probably number 10, Jesse Lingard. And then you'll have Chong and Gomez on the left and right respectively. And then you'll have Mason Greenwood up top as well. So that's who I think, or who I suspect is going to start for Manchester United, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get a result. Now, as far as my prediction goes, it's going to be a difficult one because, I mean, a part of me thinks we could potentially lose because we're playing all of our youth. They're playing their first team. They're going to be at home. They're going to be playing on artificial grass, and they're going to be used to that. And you know, we struggled. They're going to be very, very defensive, and we struggled to beat them. We think it was 1-0, I think, to break them down. So I'd be very surprised if this was a very high-scoring game. I think Astana are going to be very, very defensive, and I think they're going to take advantage of youth naivety. So there's a big possibility that we will lose this game. On the other hand, I want to be optimistic. I want to give the youth players, you know, hope that there's not any pressure put on them because we have really qualified. So they should just be, if they're listening to this, just be free and express yourselves. Be free, express yourselves. Let's enjoy the game. That's what I would say. So I'm going to give it a 2-0 to Manchester United, with hopefully a goal from Greenwood and Angel Gomez to see off and put Astana to bed. So yeah, that's my score prediction. Thanks for listening, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United X. And as a heads up, we are doing a watch along. We are doing a watch along tomorrow for the game. It is at 10 to 4 tomorrow, but we are doing a watch along at that time just to see how the game is. So stay tuned for our live watch along for that game tomorrow. Thank you everyone for watching, and who will watch later. Please take care and have a nice evening, and cheers.